Hello everybody, this is my 18th review of movies to come out in 2025. Today we are talking about Ash, directed by Flying Lotus. I've always really admired Flying Lotus, but I think everybody likes him. He's famously made some great electronic music, also worked on some underground hip-hop. He also directed, in my opinion, probably one of the best VHS segments, and he's also a longtime collaborator with David Firth, who I love. Even if you don't know who that is, he's the guy who made Salad Fingers. I'm sure you know who that is. So anyways, would I recommend Ash? I'm a little torn, but overall, I thought it was neat. And if you're interested in a unique take on the horror genre, check it out. I mean, there were many moments that were effectively startling, and some of that is just because the movie has a lot of flashbacks, which include loud jump scare cues. And yeah, that happens all the time. You have no way to expect whether it's coming or not. But I think some people act like a jump scare is just putting a loud noise in an editing timeline, when in my opinion, there's a way to make jump scares and their sound cues earned and actually scary and make them feel appropriate. And I'm not going to argue that everyone in this movie is an example of that, but there are some really well set up creative scares in this movie. In my review for Parthenope, I said that the movie was great on every technical level, but the writing was bad, and I feel the exact same way about this movie. But with Parthenope, the screenplay kind of felt like it was the focus. It was a very dialogue-heavy movie, and because of that, I found it to be a really boring experience. But the story here, it really isn't the focus. It's almost like a music video. It's very much in the same vein of something like Alien or The Thing, or actually it may be closest to a movie called Life with Ryan Reynolds from a few years ago. Ash has some weak story beats, some bad dialogue, lots of things we've seen before, but there was enough unique presentation and great music. I mean, obviously, it's Flying Lotus. There was cool lighting, there were some really cool shot angles, really great uses of POV, lots of super cool, like, trippy visuals. Some of the sets were kind of cheap looking, and a lot of the effects are a little too ambitious and don't look real. But that's not to say they look bad. They're stylish, they're mesmerizing at times, and I do really like the artistry behind the designs of everything. Like, the spacesuits in this movie just look really cool. Aaron Paul is not very good. He's kind of distracting whenever I see him in a film. I can't unsee Jesse Pinkman. He's not an actor with a lot of range, and I think the narrative definitely does feel uneven at parts, and especially near the start, it's hard to understand. But there's a long extended like flashback sequence near the end that I was pretty glued to my seat for. I was really enjoying. And even if I had a hard time getting into the story at the start, I mean, there were some dumb parts and ideas I didn't think landed, I really enjoy it from like a sensory point of view. I pretty much figured out from the start that I should just watch this as like a music video, just a cool visual audio experience, and yeah, that was the best way to go into this for sure. It almost feels like it might have worked better as like a video game or something. It's kind of a weird movie because it feels very un-movie in a lot of ways. If this sounds like something you would enjoy, please support it though, because I'm sure this movie needs that. I don't think anyone is going to see it. It really only appeals to a very specific demographic, I'd say. But anyways, I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5. I'd watch it again if I was with someone who I thought would like it. But yeah, that's all I have to say about Ash. On Monday, I will release a review for Holland. This is from Mimi Cave, the director of Fresh from a few years ago, and it stars Nicole Kidman and Gael Garcia Bernal. So please subscribe to stay tuned for that, and in the description I have a link to my Letterboxd list ranking all of the movies I've seen of 2025. Here's the list so far and where Ash is ranking. There should also be a link to my YouTube playlist of all my 2025 film reviews. You can also find that on my channel page and right here on the left of your screen. Thank you for watching. Comments and likes are very much appreciated. They help boost me in the algorithm. See ya.